Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment.
I'm currently serving as the 19th Air Force Command Chief.
Jessica Player.
Joe Bass here. Excited to be with the unpopular celebrities. I'm Tish, and a lot of people call me PJ, founder of Life of a Military Child.
Andy Gilbert. I'm CE by trade, but I'm everybody's Aaron.
Christy Wiener, and I'm an aviation resource manager by trade. I am just like Andy, and I'm a people leader. You don't have to be an airman, but let's just go.
My name is Caitlin Jones Martin, and I'm a Master Sergeant in the Air Force.
I'm Paul Mendoza, 5th degree Master Black Belt in Shotokan Karate, 3rd degree Black Belt in Gracie Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Staff Sergeant Darian Donald, all Air Force basketball legend.
Y'all know him as the fired up chief. We know him as the fired up chief. Some know him as Chief Juan Lewis.
Oh, Hero, I'm doing fine. But first of all, man, let me go ahead and throw a little love, man. That little introduction y'all had was dope, man.
I'm Hope Skibitsky. I am the Command Chief of the Air Force Installation Mission Support Center.
Without further ado, retired Senior Master Sergeant
JCH.
Jason Holloman, if we can get...
Long-time listener, first-time caller. You know, I appreciate what you guys are doing, and I listen to every episode.
Chief Blaze and Chief KC.
First name Noel, last name Pius. First Sergeant, part of the Diamond family.
What's going on? Landell Brown, these two unpopular celebrities.
I'm Tara Opalowski.
Angela Baker Creary, author, clothing designer, executive producer.
Carlos Filmmaker, been doing it for 15 years. Like feature films, short films, music videos, the whole nine.
CMS Sergeant retired, Luz Hollis.
Hello, now it's just Miss Tara Opalowski.
Right, so my name is Shelton Pinckney, but I go by Combat Kid.
Unpopular celebrities, I was like, okay, like I love to be on words, but like when I started to hear and see what you all are doing, like I love it. And I love it because you all are not afraid to talk about things that we need to be talking about.
Thank you for allowing me to come on your guys' platform. I appreciate the love, man. I appreciate the jokes, the energy. This was awesome, man. So this was good to kind of have that refreshing conversation with two very intelligent individuals. So thank y'all for that.
Thank you guys, Mike and Pete, for having us on here. I love you both.
Appreciate y'all and what y'all are doing. Unpopular celebrities.
Thank you both for allowing us to tell our story and talk about our book.
Thank you guys for having me, Dominic. You know I love you, man. You've been always a big part of my family. So, man, I'm really proud of seeing what you're doing with your life, and I'm just happy to see you doing stuff, man.
All right, Pete, you and Big Mike, man. First of all, let me offer my sincere appreciation for having me on the show, man. You guys do what you love what you do, and keep putting your message out there with the show because your message right there is inspiring, man. I enjoyed this podcast, and you know what? You guys exceeded my expectations, man, because the one thing I told y'all, like, hey, man, don't waste my time. Let's keep it real.
I appreciate y'all for having me on here, man. It's a good experience. This is like my first time, like, actually on, like, a Facebook Live type thing. Like, it's dope.
I appreciate y'all hitting me up, man. Some great conversations. I definitely watch y'all's episodes, man. So anytime, man, y'all want me to jump on, hit me up, and I'm always down. Keep doing what y'all doing, though, man.
It's entirely my privilege. I really appreciate you guys having me out. It was a ton of fun.
Pete, Mike, always a pleasure, man. The way you guys have ascended in your programming, man. This is always a great venue to talk about anything, whatever you want, and it's no holds barred. I love it, man. Appreciate it. Keep doing what y'all doing. Unpopular celebrities.
Got two all-star.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show
starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What up, what up, what up? What up, people? Everybody that's here in the virtual building, I'm trying to get set up right now. Here on Unpopular Celebrities. You just got me today, man. That's all you got. I ain't gonna talk about where everybody else is at, but everybody else is out of pocket for whatever reason they're out of pocket. So you just got me for the next couple minutes, hours. Not gonna be hours, couple minutes. We'll just say couple minutes. First of all, man, shout out to everybody who's gonna be into the building. Really don't have any topic, so anything y'all want to talk about, we're gonna talk about. Got some things on my mind that I'll discuss, but if y'all have anything out there, man, go ahead and discuss it. But y'all just got me today. So first thing I'll say, shout out to Dale, man. He out there with his child and stuff, celebrating one of her birthdays, whatever you call that kind of birthday thing, but out there celebrating that. So we did a show on Wednesday, and we are not big, but we do some betting on DraftKings and FanDuel. So we decided to do a show on football because football started on Thursday Night Football, and we did the show on DraftKings and FanDuel. He's a FanDuel guy. I'm a DraftKings guy. So I got my bets in today for Sunday. We can talk about those if you want to, but they're not looking too good right now. I don't know if anybody's looking too good. My fantasy ain't looking too good. We just ain't having a good football Sunday so far, but it's early. It's early. Second half is when they pick it up. First half, just trying to knock the cobwebs off. But going back to this show that we had on Wednesday. So we decided to say, all right, what bets are we going with, and try to get the people some bets. See if y'all want to bet with us or bet against us, however you want to do it. So we did 3 bets, right? We did a first bet, which is just who's going to win, or you could bet the over under. The second bet, we did a parlay, which you guys know what a parlay is. You bet 3 or 4 bets and you combine them all together, up to your odds, because it's harder to do. They say parlays are like a dumb bet, but you can put them up there. And he's already spoiled everything. What's up, Dale? So yeah, and then the last bet, we said a guaranteed bet. If you go bet on anything, bet on this. We went over 6 on betting. So Dale picked 3, I picked 3, and we went over 6. It's pretty hard to do, to go over 6, but we did it. We did it without a problem. So the first bet, we said it, Dale, I'm going to pick on Dale first. He said it's going to be over 52.5 points. That was a loss. The parlay, over 52, Gibbs with a touchdown, Moore with a touchdown, golf under passing yards. That was a loss. Third bet was golf under. This is the guarantee. If you're going to bet anything, guarantee this one. Lost that one. So Dale started off 0-3. And you went to Pete's bet. Pete knew for sure Kansas City Chiefs were going to win, and get 4.5 points. That was a loss. Then I had my parlay. Now let's talk about the guaranteed. I said, my homeboy. Oh, I said under 286. That was it. I'm sorry. Shit. I didn't know I won my own bet. Under 286 for my homeboy. That was a guaranteed win. That was a win. Y'all should have stayed with me. Guaranteed win right there. And I won. Because Mahomes only threw for like 220. So that was your one win. Congratulations, whoever bet that. I thought I lost that. I had to reread my notes. So I got my receipts right here. And I won that. The third bet was the parlay. I said Montgomery, touchdown, win. That was a win. He did get a touchdown. Over 60 yards from Montgomery, win. That's 2 in a row. We both had 3 on there. And then I said St. Brown, over 80 yards. He just had to get 81 yards. And it would have been a parlay hit. Well, ladies and gentlemen, St. Brown decided to get 70 yards. Pause for dramatics. 11 yards away from a parlay hit. And I would have went 2 for 3. but instead I went 1 for 3. Kind of hurts, y'all. Kind of hurts a little bit, but we'll come back next time and do it again. I got some bets on Sunday. They're not looking too good at all, but we didn't do too well. So we went 1 for 5. I thought we went 0 for 6. We went 1 for 5 on bets, but I gave y'all the guarantee. The guarantee will hit every time. So bet with the guarantee. But yes, that's really all that's going on in my world, man. Went on to college football. If y'all watch college football, as you can see, like I'm a big sports guy, man. So college football, we started watching. Shout out to Atlanta Falcons who just scored a touchdown. We're trying to come back. They better freaking beat Carolina. But and shout out to BJ Robinson who scored a touchdown earlier too. But it's embarrassing that our lead passing personnel, supposed to be Drake London and supposed to be Kyle Pitts, don't have a catch, and our quarterback has a catch. Let me say this again. Kyle Pitts and Drake London don't have a catch, but our quarterback has a catch. How the freak does a quarterback get a catch before her wide receiver and tight end? I will never know, but it's happening. It's happening. So yeah, that's what's going on with the Atlanta Falcons right now. But man, so college football was interesting this week. First of all, as Dale just pointed out, without hesitation, Alabama lost to number 13 Texas Longhorns. Roll Tide. I don't know how we lost. We don't really have a quarterback. That might be the number one reason why. When you don't have a quarterback, it's hard to win, and we have no quarterback. So that's all I'm going to talk about with the mother freaking Roll Tide, God bless, and Alabama Crimson Tide. I wish Range was on here because he would at least perk me up a little bit. But yeah, we can't. It's not looking too good for Alabama. We're definitely going to drop in the rankings quite significantly, at least 16, 17. We'll come back. We always do. But yeah, that's what's going on. But Colorado, if y'all know the Deion Sanders thing, Deion Sanders, the head coach of Colorado Buffalo, they won. They beat Nebraska. They don't have a running game to save their lives, but they beat Nebraska. Good run, good game, really good game. Watched most of the game. Their passing game is relatively good. It's relatively good. His son, I forgot his first name, but shout out to his son, the quarterback for Colorado. Very successful throughout the game. I think he found his number 1, maybe number 2 wide receivers, and they had a really good game. I was really shocked on how good the game is. Shout out to Cincinnati Bengals who just missed a freaking field goal and are losing to the Cleveland Browns. Deshaun Watson, Cleveland Browns. I don't know how they're losing right now. I know it's raining, but God bless, man. You give Joe Burrow that kind of bag, and they're losing 10-3. It's looking pretty bad right now. Jamar Chase, I don't know where he's at. I don't know what's going on with Burrow. It's just not looking good, and this is why my voice is so sad. But it's not looking good. So as I digress and go back to Colorado, they won again. So everybody's on this Colorado bandwagon, right? Which they should be, right? Shout out to Deion Sanders. And I think this brings up a good point. When you change one moment in your life, one person in your life, it could really change your life. Sometimes you have to get people out. Sometimes you got to add people to it. He did recruit, right? His number one thing was his recruiting class. That people he brought up that he knew since he was coaching them as little kids, to people in high school, to people at other colleges that came over to work with Deion. One of the wide receivers, I think his name's Hans Jr. I have to look up his name. Hans Jr. I wish there was more people in here so you could help me out. His dad is in prison. His dad was incarcerated for something. I don't know what he did. But before he went to the school, Deion called his dad while he was in prison. His dad called him, however it works. And they had a conversation. All he said was, "Are you going to take care of my boy?" He said, "I'm going to take care of him like he's mine." And he said, "All right, man, he can go to your school." So I think that's a pretty touching story. You got stories like that going on. And of course, he has his sons on there playing as well. He has that person playing both sides of the field, which is pretty different. Wide receiver and corner, which is hard to do. That's not easy. Of course, in the NFL, we talked about this last time. If that can happen, I don't think it can. He played 90 snaps. 9-0. That's a lot of time on the football field to be running back and forth and trying to get things done. That's hard. So I don't know if that's going to be a staple. We talked about devaluing positions, and like I told everybody, I think the running back position is going to be out within the next 4 years. We talked about that on Wednesday. Still stand by that. There will be no more running backs or no more bell cow running backs like people like Deebo Samuels are going to be the new staple as far as running backs are concerned. But so yeah, that's what's kind of going on in the realm of football. But like I was saying, man, you change one person in your life, and a lot can change for you. And a lot has changed with the Colorado team, with hiring Deion Sanders and people we put around. One big thing that Shannon Sharp I saw pointed out. Shout out to Shannon Sharp, who's on First Take now with Stephen A. Smith. One thing he pointed out was that old school football, and I have football in the background, they have C's on their chest, and the C represents captain, and then they have stars underneath for how many years they've been a captain for. I think the most you can do is 5, and then it just kind of caps out. Maybe it does a gold bar or whatever. It kind of reminds me of our ribbon rack, right? It's funny how that works, but reminds me of our ribbon racks. When you've been in for so long, you get longevity cluster, and then you go up to more clusters, you get a silver one, and then you've been in certain places so many times, you get gold bars and all kinds of stuff, right? Same thing with the captains. Colorado does L's and D's, the letter L and the letter D. L meaning leader and D meaning dog, D-A-W-G. The reason Deion says he does this is that he can relate to the players better. So as we talk about moving forward, we talk about how life moves on and you have to keep up, right? The leadership of 10 years ago is not going to be relevant to the leadership of today. And I think that's important to know. And he has done it so he can relate. Now, Deion Sanders is over 50 years old. I think he's 54, 53 years old. He's up there, right? He played football back in the 90s. I even think early 2000s with the Ravens, but definitely in the 90s with the Falcons, the Niners, the Cowboys, bunch of teams. And then he moved on from there to play with the Ravens. But he's old, and he finds some way to relate. Now, he has kids, right? He has young kids, so that helps him out. Most of these coaches now are 50, 60 years old, don't have any kids or anything like that, so kind of hard for them to relate. I think wow, the coach just took looked like a fumble all the way back. They're down 14-17 right now to Jacksonville. But let me see what Dell just said. I'm looking at both things. Interesting. Do you think other coaches will start identifying their players' names rather than captain? No, I don't think so. It'd be hard for somebody to shift off of that. Let me put this question back up. Do you think coaches will start identifying their players with other names other than captain? No, I don't. I really don't, because I don't think they will evolve. I think most coaches, when they get to that point, they're stuck in their ways, and they're just going to stay that way, and they're not going to evolve anymore, because what works for one doesn't work for everybody, right? Remember the Miami Dolphins back in the day? They did the Wildcat thing, and that was a fumble, by the way. But they did their Wildcat thing, and that was their offense. And I think other players tried to adapt it, but it just didn't work. Just didn't sustain. Now, those are plays, right? Different from names, but everybody else is looking at it like, oh, you're just copying. You're just copying. So it won't be organic. I think organic is important when you're a leader, to be organic. Also, communication, right? The way you communicate, how you communicate. And it brings up an interesting topic. Is it important of what you say or how you say it? And some people will say it's important for, how you say things, what words you use, what your tone of voice is when you use them, things like that. Really how you say it, not really what you're saying. I think I said that backwards, but we'll talk about, I'll go back and digress. How you say things is more important than what you say. So how you say is your tone of voice, the words that you tend to use is more important than what is actually coming out your mouth. I think it's all about who you're talking to and how well they can take it and how much they respect you, and how much you are invested in that said person or in that said thing that they are talking about. If they're talking about sports and you're invested in your team and they be like, your team is trash, your team sucks, your team is garbage, you're going to feel a different type of way than somebody says, you know, your team had a down year. It's going to sit a little different because you're invested in that team. You're invested in that person. You are invested in what they're saying. So if they could just say it a little bit differently or hit different, but it'll still mean the same exact things. Kind of interesting. I think it's all about the person. And communication's two-way street, right? The receiver and the sender. Sometimes people say the sender is more important than receiver. Some people say the receiver is more important than the sender. I don't always know which one is best at all. I think it just depends on who it is. The Colts just ran that thing back. So the Jaguars are down and I'm losing that bet as well. I don't know how the God blessing Colts without with the rookie quarterback are winning. But we talk about feedback on this show quite often. And I don't think the people who are talking about feedback can receive feedback all the time. There's a responsibility for what you do. In that responsibility for what you do, you can't just have the good without the bad. You have to have both. I think that's important. You have to be able to deal with both of them. Everybody just posts good shit online. Everybody just posts good pictures, posts when they're traveling. You know, nobody just posts when they're sitting here getting ready for a show, dealing with all the background stuff. Like I was on a little bit late because YouTube wouldn't come up. So I had to go back and figure out why it wasn't coming up. And I'm not going to post that. Right? Nobody's going to post that journey. Unless I have a production agency that's, you know, a producer that's behind me and we're doing like a documentary and they want to post that stuff, that's fine. But on day to day, people just want to post the good stuff. And I think that's unfair. And I think it also shows unreal reality, not real reality. We'll say that. And people like that stuff. I don't get it. It's just like, yo, you have to deal with everything. And if you don't want to post everything, that's fine. But don't just post the good stuff. I'm not saying post misery and stuff that you do, but when you're doing hard work and it's just grind time, post that shit. Good thing Baltimore has a good defense because their offense suck. But post that stuff, man. If you're going to post one, you got to post both. And you can't just, and you know, going back to football, you can't just show up on Sunday and want to play without practicing Monday through Saturday. And when I say practicing, I don't just mean on the field, right? It means in the background. So you can't just show up to practice without watching game film. It's not how the shit works. A lot of people just want to do that, and they think they're celebratory to show up on Sundays and score, you know, a touchdown, be like, look, I did my job. Did you really do your job? Now, the fans will appreciate it. The fans will know you did your job. But everybody else that's part of the team will be like, man, this dude's just showing up. And eventually, somebody will hold you accountable for not doing that. Jesus, criminy, what a catch. Somebody will hold you accountable for not doing that. So you have to show up. And showing up just doesn't mean half the work. You have to do all the work. I'll just leave it at that. I hope that resonates with some people because you have to do all the work. You can't just do some of the work some of the time. It doesn't work like that. And if you think it does, I think you're very sorely mistaken with how life works. You can't just show up when you want to show up. You have to show up when you don't want to show up. And I'm pot calling the kettle black. I'm guilty of that too. When I don't want to show up, I'm like, man, Pete ain't going to be there. Third person talking and everything, right? Pete ain't going to do it. And it can rub people the wrong way. But you know what? I'll at least tell you. I'll at least try to tell you what it is. It's hard to have a conversation with people who are bullheaded. Me and Chief Counsel, man, we have or Philly Council, Philly DC, as y'all know them on the show, have long conversations, and we don't agree. But one thing we are as friends. That's one thing we are as family. That's one thing that's never going to go away. So we can have discussions. We can have arguments. We can cuss and fuss. We can even have like, yo, I'm not talking to you no more. And maybe not talk for 3 or 4 days. But we'll come back. We don't need to send nothing out that says, you know, I'm fighting with this person. We don't need to send something out that says I'm not talking to this person anymore. It is what it is. We're not always going to agree on stuff. And what you do from there is what you do from there. But one thing will always be his friends and family. When he has a retirement, I'm still going to be there, regardless of what we talk about or what we argue about. But the main thing is we talk. If you don't talk to people, I don't know how you're getting your point across. Or maybe you just think everything is fine and it's really not. Or if you have that feeling on the back of your head that things aren't okay, you just need to have a conversation. That goes for the military people with your troops. If you feel like you guys like, man, every time I walk in a room, it's just that uneasy feeling. Some people would just be like, F it, I don't care about that person anyway, so I don't care how they feel. Other people will be like, you know what, let's have a conversation. Now, in that conversation, there needs to be honesty on both sides. Now, you remember I said earlier, it's not what you say always, it's how you say it. That's the most difficult part. How you say things in that conversation can really stray where the conversation goes, or it can set it in the right way. It's hard to determine. And everybody says somebody has to be the bigger man in a conversation, or bigger woman, bigger person. I don't want to be canceled. Bigger person in a conversation. That's hard. It's not easy to be that bigger person. But somebody has to do it. Somebody has to take that realm to be the bigger person. And when nobody does, conversations don't go anywhere. And then they wonder why, you know, communication's bad. And you get things like toxic leadership and all these buzzwords that come out. And really, it's just a fact of just miscommunication. Maybe you got to take a break and come back. Maybe you need a mediator in between y'all. But who's going to ask? Now, here's the question. Who's going to ask for the mediator? If I bring the mediator in with me, it looks like I'm trying to control the conversation. If I ask you, hey, do you mind if we have a mediator? Now, if you say yes, cool, I was thinking the same thing. But what if you say no? I don't want you to have a mediator. Now what? So those are the hard parts of communication that people have to realize they deal with. And this all stems from, we went a couple different directions on this, but this all stems from the Deion Sanders Colorado thing, how he's somebody different. And that's what they needed. I mean, I think they were 1-11 last year, and now they're 2-0. Now, have they played any top schools? No, but they didn't play none last year either. So you change around a couple things, you change around how you do things, change around how you communicate, and people will talk to you differently. J.K. Dobbins just suffered a torn Achilles, the Kobe Bryant injury. Shout out to Kobe Bryant, RIP. He just suffered that injury. He's on my fantasy team, but he scored a touchdown today. I hope you, wish you fast recovery, but I'm going to have to drop you. Have to hit on the waiver wire week 1. That's never good, but I'm going to have to drop you, bro. But fast recovery to you. But yeah, so communication's hard, man. And somebody has to, you know, figure out time to communicate, what you communicate. Some people need a schedule of what you're going to talk about. Some people like want it impromptu and just say, hey, call you and be like, bro, I got a problem with you. And this is the problem. Or young lady, I got a problem with you. And this is the problem. It's very important for the person on the other end of the phone who's receiving that comment to listen and be accepting. That's hard. It's hard for me. It's hard for anybody. Some people can just do it naturally. I respect those people who can, but some people, man, it's hard. It's tough. But communication is important. We always say that feedback is important. And some people say, yeah, feedback is important. We always say feedback is important. Accepting feedback is important. And giving feedback is important. And people who say that, it's often myself included. Raise my hand on this one. I don't always give feedback when I should. because it's always like, it'll work itself out. Timing is just not right. A lot of things, a lot of factors in there why communication don't work. Don't want to bother people. It's not that important, but it really is, but it's really not. It's not important at the moment. Might not have all the words together. Might know how the person is going to take feedback and not be accepting of it. And that holds back if you're going to have a conversation or not. So a lot of factors in there that are important. Shifting gears. We'll go ahead and shift off this real quick. As I bring up my phone and look up my phone, a lot of topics that happened this week. We talked about the NFL. We talked about college. Bill Gates. A shout out to my boy Dell, who shot me a text. Bill Gates. Let me find this. Friday. Bill Gates foundation. So his foundation buys 95 million. I'm gonna say that again, slower. 95 million worth of Bud Light parent company. The Bud Light parent company is Anheuser-Busch. About $95 million worth of it. I don't know how. I'm trying to look how many shares that is. Oh, 1.7 million shares. If y'all want to make some money, y'all might want to look at that Anheuser-Busch. And maybe it won't happen in the next couple of months. Maybe it'll happen in a couple of weeks. But let me tell you something. You buy $1.7 million, or excuse me, 95 million and 1.7 shares of anything for $1, and it goes up to $1.50. You just went from 1.7 to it'd be 3.5 or 3.0. So about $3.3 million if it goes up 50 cents. Let me say that again. $3.3 million if it goes 50 cents. If it goes to $2, 1.7. I'm sorry. I did that wrong. 2.6 would be, I think that would be 50 cents. 1.7. If it goes up to $2, that'd be a half. $3 would be a half. It'd be like 1.2 or $3.2 million or million shares. Excuse me, million shares of the company. Man, that's a lot. So if y'all want to make some quick cash, go ahead and go to Anheuser-Busch, man. Bill Gates did it. Maybe that's the thing to do. Finances, man. I'm really big into finances. I'm always big in looking for finance, look for different things. And, the stock market, I feel, is a big reality of what happens. Is things are not always trending up. Things sometimes trend down. And you got to know if things are trending down, if you're going to get out or buy more. If things are trending up, are you going to get out or hold? Very difficult in life decisions. And life kind of is circular around that, around the stock market. When things are going good, do you ride the wave or do you get off the train because this is as good as it's going to get? When things are going bad, do you keep doing more to try to get more? Or do you say, you know what, I'm just going to jump ship, count my losses and move on? Give me 1 second because God bless. Cincinnati is losing 16-3. That was one of my guaranteed bets and they're losing. Anyway, I hate football, but anyway, so yeah, stock market, man. Everybody just wants to pick winners, and when they see things are rising up by 100% or 70% a day, they're like, "Why didn't I get on that? Why didn't I get on that?" Well, one, you have to be able to do some research. That's number one. Number two, you got to be able to take some risks because that same thing that goes up 70% a day can go down 8% in a day. And when it goes down 8% a day, that's a lot of recovery. But then you got to decide, is this when I want to put more money in? Or is this when I want to just cut my losses, do a quick tax write-off and move on? And the good thing about it is nobody can tell you what to do but you. You can have a financial advisor that can advise you, but it's your money. You do whatever the hell you want to do. And nobody's going to tell you different. And you know what? If you decide to hold and it goes up 70% the next day, and you just lost, or you just made 68%, or excuse me, 62% profit, man, everybody gonna think you're the smartest dude in the world. But If you take that out and it goes up, everybody's gonna be like, "What you do that for?" So that's why I like the stock market, man, because you could do whatever you want to do with your money. And investing is important as well. Invest however you want to invest. I don't have a whole lot more to talk about. There's not a lot of people on here, so we'll go ahead and end the stream, man. I'll go and get off. Let y'all get back to your football Sundays. A lot of good games in the afternoon, so I'll be watching the afternoon games. Shout out to Philly Council and the Philadelphia Eagles. Hopefully they do well today against the New England Patriots. The Cowboys are always interesting against New York Giants. It's going to be an interesting game. Shout out my boy Saquon, who's on my fantasy, who I need at least 100 yards and touch, or as Shan Sharper say, tutty. So I need that from you today, bro. If you can get that down for me, I'm sure he's watching or he'll watch before the game. So if you can get that done for me, much appreciated. But yeah, man, I'll let y'all go. What is today? I think today's the first Sunday of the month. So we should have some guests coming on soon. Everybody, it's the second Sunday. So we have one more Sunday in the corner. Everybody's responsible for Flea Flicker. Hold on, Flea Flicker, and yeah, incomplete. Everybody's responsible for getting some guests on. So hopefully we'll get some good guests on, some more content on unpopular celebrities. A couple ways to reach us, right? Number one, I didn't do this, so let me do it now. Anything that comes from unpopular celebrities is all unofficial. None of the conversations or comments from us or guests represent the DOD or the armed forces as a whole. That's number one. Number two, you can always donate to unpopular celebrities, https://streamlabs.com/unpopular celebrities, TIES, not Y, TIES. You can always donate to the page while we're streaming. While we're streaming, you can always throw in a couple dollars, keep the lights on a little long because it does cost money to do this. So you can always help out and donate to the podcast. So we can bring you great content that we always do. Faye, congratulations. Yep, you got your shirt. I'm glad you got it. I'm hoping you didn't think we were lying to you. But congratulations. I hope you enjoy your shirt. I hope it fits well. If you wear it, make sure you take a picture, send it to the unpopular celebrities, and we'll get it on there. Nicole, who that? I got them Saints. I don't know what they're doing right now. But everybody has the Saints winning the NFC South. I don't, because I'm a Falcon fan. But that's what everybody has. Oh, they're on the screen right now. I can't see. 16. Oh, they're winning 69. 69. So yeah. Oh, yeah. You just put that up. Thanks, Nicole. Yeah, so they win 74% probability that they'll win the game. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Y'all good. Yep, y'all good. Atlanta is a different story. Thanks for coming into the building because I'm about to get off by myself. About to get off today. Hopefully people will be in here next week. I might not be in here next week. Maybe they'll be in here and do a show by themselves. But I appreciate the couple people that came in here. Faith, congratulations on the shirt again. Anybody else? Oh, I was going back to a couple ways you can reach us, right? Set the donation. The ticker's always going across the screen at the bottom, https://streamlabs.com/ I think it's / unpopular celebrities. Go ahead and donate to the show. Help us keep our lights on because it does cost money to do this, whether we're putting the podcast out there or the t-shirts or whatever. But we love to give it to y'all. But just donations will help. You can visit the website, www.unpopularcelebrities.com. You can leave us a comment. Whatever you want to say, you can contact us however you want to. We'll go ahead and check that email and however you want to contact us. You also, of course, get on the Facebook page. You can get on the YouTube page, get on the Twitch page, however you want to do it. You can get in contact with us however you want to. If you want to be a guest on the show, your opportunity is the corner. The corner is the last show of the month where you can come on there and ask a question. You can come on there and talk trash. Oh, my God. 4th and 4, and Cincinnati just took a sack. Yep, they're done and just messed up my whole betting. God bless America. Anyway, so yeah, you can come on there and help out the show, man. So shout out to Philly Council, who should be traveling. If y'all going to AFA, y'all see him down there. Ask him why he didn't bring any shirts for y'all, and then give him crap for that. And then if we have to, we'll mail you out one. Shout out to Faith Donovan one more time, who was our contest winner a couple weeks ago, who received her shirt yesterday. So thank you for that. You're just as awesome as we are, so we appreciate that. And then Tony Bostic, I got your shirt on the way Monday morning. I didn't get a chance to do it Saturday. So Monday morning, I'll mail that out to you for being our contest winner last week, for being the first comment on the show. So we'll do stuff like that every now and then. Thank y'all for being on here. Unpopular celebrities, y'all. I'm out of here. Usually I say we out here, but it's just me. So I'm out of here. Peace.